The goal here is to make a game in which you have tiles that you can sort in various categories. So this one's a chemistry game. Doesn't have to be chemistry, can be any subject. Something like this. So to put this into Unity, you'll need to start with Unity Hub. You should already have this. You installed it earlier. And you want to be on the Projects tab at the top and start a new project. Editor version, you should have 2022.3. something, maybe 62 like I have, but 2022 is the one to use. Choose the 2D and give it a title. Over here on the right it says project name. I'll call this ChemEd 2025 demo. So give it a title that you'll be comfortable with, and then create project here in the lower right. Then it should start up. It'll take maybe a minute or two to load that new project, so give it time to do so. So it's recommended you start with the pencil and paper. We'll do this for chemistry, and there's a lot of times in chemistry where you want students to classify things, so we'll do that as the first example. I'm going to use types of compounds. You can have up to 6 categories. You don't have to copy me, but I'm going to do just 3 categories of the 6, and I'll choose these titles: ionic and covalent, and then we'll have numerous examples in each category. Here I'm going to write macromolecular. You might say network solids, whatever terminology you use in your class. But things like diamond, silicon dioxide. And then you'll need to write some examples of each kind. You can have up to 6 examples in a column. I'm just going to do a couple. So NaCl is ionic. CH4 is covalent. So you get the idea of filling it out, and then if you have enough examples, then students can learn to see patterns. That's the goal, right? Or to test their knowledge, saying, you should already know this. Let's see if you actually do. Once you have it completed as much as you want, you could have 5 examples of covalent, you could have 2 examples of ionic. They don't have to be equal. But once you've filled it out to the way you want it to be, then you're going to put this data into Unity as a spreadsheet, and you'll have a game that you can play on your phone in maybe 45 minutes, maybe half an hour if you're speedy. You'll need to get what's called a starter package from a Google Drive. So to find that, do bit.ly/bit.ly chem with Unity, all lowercase, no space, and that should take you to this Google Drive here. Number of starter packages are presented. You want this one. It says Tile Grid CSV Starter Package for ChemEd 2025. So go ahead and download that. And it may take a minute to do that. And you will need to know, you'll need to be able to find that downloaded file. So the Unity project that you started a little while ago should now be ready, but it's blank. And so you get to import the asset package that you downloaded from the Google Drive, import that into this project. So here at the top, go to Assets, Import Package, Custom Package. and click that. Then you have to find the downloaded starter package. So for me, it's in Downloads, right there, CSV starter package for ChemEd. Boom. And I just click it, and it comes up with this big long list of assets. So I say import. That should be pretty quick. It's not many megabytes. It's megabytes, not gigabytes of data. And so in just a few seconds, we have all these assets. Okay, so these are things that I made for you. They're not made by Unity. And we're ready to start with the making your game, right? Your tile grid game. So now that you have all the assets, you need to open the scene that was made for you. So at the top, there's File, Open Scene. Should have a Scenes folder. And inside, there should be a ChemEd starter scene. So select that one and click Open. And it should look like this. So now we're ready to input the data you had on your piece of paper so that Unity can read it and display it properly. So here on the left, which is called the hierarchy, find CSV Reader, highlight it. On the right, you should see this Read CSV Script. So here, there are two checkboxes that for chemistry you probably want them checked. One is to auto-format subscripts, and the other is to be able to use superscripts. If you double-click this Excel data CSV, for me, Excel comes up. Might be something different on your computer, but it's a spreadsheet that you can modify to put in the data that you want to see in the game. So here I have 3 headings. You can change them. On the far left, it says blank, 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 blank. This is important. It determines the size of the grid that you'll see in the game. So if you don't have this many rows, you can delete blank, and now you'll only have 4 rows of tiles displayed. But you can't delete all the blanks because then you won't have a game to play. Okay, so as many rows as you need, up to a maximum of 6. This one has examples of how to put in pictures and how to put in superscripts. So this is an electron configuration here, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, with the brackets indicating superscript. For subscripts, it'll do it automatically. It knows to make this for a subscript. So you can change this, you can modify it and say things like NaCl or Ca. Put in whatever you have on your paper copy into the Excel spreadsheet. Keep the blanks on the far left. When it's the way you want it to be, just save. Save. It'll come up with a warning. You say yes because CSV is what Unity reads. Minimize the spreadsheet. Back to Unity. And press play at the top. It'll come up with a game of the data you put in the spreadsheet. If you put your tile in the wrong place, it'll turn red. It'll give you a sound saying that was wrong. If you put in the right place, it'll let you know. It'll keep score as well. And that's it for this instructional video. To make it be a game you can play anywhere in the world, it needs to be on the web. That is the next instructional video. Video number 8 in the Chemistry with Unity series. How to make a WebGL build.